Welcome back to the Euro 2020 team selection series, where after an exhilarating quarter-final stage, we now turn our attention to Tuesday and Wednesday's semi-finals. We'll get onto the transfer plans in just a moment, but as usual, let's first take a look back at how the last round went. 48 points minus 4 was the lowest score in a match day so far, and sees a big drop in rank down from 3.5k to 14k. Day 1 was particularly rough, with 7 of the players on show scoring a combined total of just 10 points. 6 of the 7 were from winners Spain and Italy, though there were some injuries along the way. The Spinazzola, who will sadly miss the remainder of the tournament, and Sarabia, who was forced off at half-time with a groin issue. But there were 3 heroes in white on day 2. Another clean sheet for England, another goal involvement for Raheem Sterling, and Harry Kane, after opening his account against Germany, back to doing what he does best, putting the ball in the back of the net twice. The only drawback was deciding against taking a hit to bring in Harry Maguire, who not only played his part in the clean sheet, but also stuck his name on the score sheet after perfectly connecting with Luke Shaw's free kick. But the good news is we now have 5 free transfers to prepare for the semi-finals at Wembley, where Spain take on Italy before England meet Denmark. Kevin De Bruyne leaves the competition after playing through the pain barrier in that defeat to Italy, and Lorenzo Insigne is the standout replacement for him in midfield. After a 5th consecutive clean sheet for England, Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw and potentially Jordan Pickford are all set to come in. Both centre-backs have been a persistent threat from set pieces, while Luke Shaw's deliveries have been excellent, as well as his link-up play with Sterling and at times Grealish down the left-hand side. Rather than loading up on the 3 Lions, an alternative would be to bring in an Italy defender such as Emerson, though GIANLUIGI Donnarumma is already in the side. With doubts in midfield, rotation risk Domenico Berardi, and injury doubt Pablo Sarabia, another alternative would be to bring in Dani Olmo or Federico Chiesa instead. If Sarabia were to be ruled out, selling him rather than getting a second goalkeeper would make sense. But left-back Jordi Alba has provided 2 assists in 4 appearances, and no teammate can better his tally of 11 chances created, 4 of which led to big chances. So the current plan is to prioritise moving Denzel Dumfries on, while hoping Sarabia is fit enough to play a part. Just to reiterate, no transfers have been made yet, but these are currently the most likely moves. And here's how the team is set to line up. Whilst the Italians will be the favourites to progress, Spain have scored the most goals and created by far the most big chances in this tournament, so GIANLUIGI Donnarumma may be called into action more often than in previous matches. One reason for taking an Italy defender over one of the England boys would be to spread the options more evenly across the 2 days. But Gareth Southgate's side have allowed opponents just 3 big chances in their 5 matches, compared to the 5 conceded by Italy. At the other end, Luke Shaw has created 4 big chances, with only De Bruyne and Bale offering more, each on 5. Joachim Mæhle put in yet another impressive attacking display from left wing back in Denmark's win over Czech Republic. His tally of 7 shots on target ranks joint 3rd amongst all players at Euro 2020, only trailing MORATA with 8 and Schick with 9. The midfield is looking fairly light, with Mikkel Damsgaard at risk of another early withdrawal, while Domenico Berardi is set to continue on the bench. Pablo Sarabia ranks joint 2nd amongst midfielders for big chances, with 3, but as mentioned earlier, he remains an injury doubt. So the majority of hope falls on Lorenzo Insigne to provide something on day 1. His totals of 14 shots and 24 touches in the box rank 2nd only to Ciro Immobile amongst teammates. But Immobile has been slightly less impressive in his last 2 outings, where he's taken just 6 shots, fewer than both Insigne and Chiesa. 6 Italians have recorded at least 1 big chance in that time, but Immobile is not one of them. Last round saw ALVARO MORATA taken off before the 16-minute mark for the first time in this tournament, but his replacement Gerard Moreno failed to impress with his cameo. Despite taking just 4 shots in the last 2 matches, no teammate has had as many big chances as MORATA, with 3. After having just 1 sub to use in the last round, there'll hopefully be a bench full of England players this time around. The 3 Lions have remained efficient going forwards in the knockout rounds. Despite attempting just 15 shots, 7 of them have been big chances, of which only Croatia and Spain have had more. And finally, we move on to the captaincy plan. In the absence of Spinazzola, it'll be Lorenzo Insigne who takes the armband on day 1, having looked sharper than Immobile in the last couple of matches. There are more options on day 2, and Luke Shaw's ceiling is arguably the highest of the England players. But Harry Kane has been back amongst the goals, and came agonisingly close to completing the hat-trick against Ukraine. So I'm backing him to continue his streak.